What's going on, guys and gals? So today's video, I want to talk about the future of America and where I believe it's heading. If you believe in the narrative that COVID-19 is just something that we have to all deal with, and that eventually, once Dr. Fauci, aka the wannabe god of medicine, if you believe that once he says it's okay, we'll go back to normal, and this is just a really bad year and everything will be nice and dandy, then you're 100% mistaken. If you want to believe in that false narrative and it helps you sleep better at night and you don't want to hear the truth, then click away at this video at the 47-second mark. You might as well. If you want to hear my thoughts as to the ulterior motives behind this, then stick around. I'm going to try to really focus in and condense all this, pertinent information. So basically, with COVID, even prior to COVID, one thing the globalists that want to do, and the globalists are the people that have all the money, the Rockefellers, the George Soroses of the world, Bill Gates. When you have that much power, you can have a tremendous amount of influence to the point where you can shape the world how you want. And that's a scary thing when you have somebody with that much power and that much money, because you can influence so many people. You can influence politicians, which happens all the times, bribes, everything. And that's what COVID-19 is all about. Well, there's more to it than that. But there's something called the Great Reset. You may have heard about it. If you haven't, just check it out. And that basically means that it's been planned that they want to move towards a one world government, in which the government obtains even more power, more control over citizens in America and just in the entire world by being able to control your funds. That's why they're trying to move away from cash and they're going to digital currency. That's why they're trying to basically do an economic reset. So when China locked down millions of people in their country, this was a perfect opportunity for the globalists to attempt to soften us as citizens into transitioning into this new way of life. Because honestly, if you think about it, without COVID, imagine if the globalists just said, we're gonna have to start locking down. We want to do that because we want to go to a one world government. We don't want cash money. We want digital currency. How's that gonna hold up? The Americans and citizens in general are going to be pissed. So you need to have a reason behind it. So when COVID-19 hit, and once China's a big powerhouse, once China locked down all their countries, then the globalists, their eyes lit up, and happened in America. And once America locks down, then everyone starts locking down. And then by doing that, that's what they call it, the new normal. I can't stand that term. There's no such thing as new normal. There's just normal. They're softening you up for more lockdowns. They want this to feel like normal. What else? I'm starting to lose my train of thought. Yeah, they want to purposely destroy businesses, and that's what they're doing, especially here in California, because you got to remember, if citizens are more independent and more entrepreneurship, and they don't have to rely on the government, that equates to less power for the government. More dependence on the government equals more power. Less dependence on the government equals less power for the government. That's why they love people that are on welfare for multiple generations. They don't want that, and that's what they're doing. That's one way to do it, is by locking down and destroying businesses. Like I said, in California, multiple businesses have been locked down. Businesses have followed orders as best as they can, and they still cannot open at full capacity. Ask yourself that if you're not sure. You need to question these things. Why is it that a small business owner cannot open at full capacity, but Walmart can, Target can. They don't care about the small businesses. They don't want that. They want to cripple these small businesses financially so that, guess what, you have no choice. You feel handcuffed financially, and you end up having to rely on the government for the handout. That's what they want. It's called being a slave to the government. It's, why is it that the airlines are open, right? It's very strange. The uh, the airlines, you're allowed to ask yourself this question. Sorry, someone's walking by. Why is it that you can eat food on an airplane where someone's right beside you in an enclosed area with no windows? Why do you allow airport dining, but you don't allow, well, at least in California, you don't allow outdoor dining or indoor dining at a restaurant? Ask yourself that. Well, companies like Boeing that makes the airplanes, they're in it with it. They're in it with they get with the government. Money corrupts all. Why is it that people can celebrate an early celebration of Joe Biden winning the presidency, which hasn't been called yet? Why are they allowed in Chicago to go out, celebrate? Tons of people outside. They don't do it. They don't do it. They don't do a damn thing about that. But you can't go to church. You can't. Well, under communism, under communism, religion is abolished, and that's what they're doing. We are moving towards a socialism, which is one step shy of communism. One world government, Big Brother, that has all the power, completely reliant on them. And there's something called a social credit score. You know what credit scores are, right? For credit cards, get a credit card, you pay off all your debt. You don't have too much debt. Your credit score goes up. I have excellent credit, over 800. Not to brag, but I do. That helps you get better loans, better interest rates on, when you buy a home, buy a car, stuff like that. When you have bad credit score and you don't pay off your debts, it goes down. You get a numeric value. You have like a 700, 600, 500. Well, in China, they have the social credit score where, and it's happened, look it up. I'm not making this up. If you play too much loud music, your social credit score goes down. If you're late to work, your social credit score goes down. Maybe you've committed a crime. The government will cut off your electricity, or they will say you can only use the internet between this time and this time. These are the types of things that's happening. This is not that. That's not the America that I grew up with, and that I envision. Land of the free, right? It's not. Like I say, when the government has more power, they grab you by the balls, they grab you by the throat, and they just strip away your independence. Relinquishing your freedom for fake security. When you do that, you end up with neither. I'm not trying to fearmonger, but I'm just telling you that you have to wake up. And the other thing I want to say is regarding vaccines. These, will it ever be mandatory? Now, I just want to say, at this point in life, at year 2020, they're not gonna go into your house, put a gun to your head, and get a needle and push it in you. I don't mean it being forced that way. That's not gonna happen yet. I think way down the line, unless we do something about it, way down the line when we're dead, I think you get to that point. But what I'm saying is that they're not going to make it mandatory like that. What they are going to do is they're going to make it hard for you to live. They're going to make your life very miserable and difficult. Case in point, travel. Oh, you don't have a vaccine? You can't travel. Or they may soften it up at first, meaning you don't have a vaccine? Well, you get to board last. Make it very hard. Maybe I'll just take the vaccine. This is social conditioning. They do this on purpose. I want to go into the store. I want to go into Whole Foods. Oh, where's your digital certificate? You didn't get vaccinated? You can't come in, or you can only come during these hours. Work. Oh, we won't make you take the vaccine, but, behind closed doors, when you're not, after you've interviewed, the corporate people may say, oh, I don't want to get sued. Let's just not hire them. It's like having scarlet letter, right? Having a scarlet letter on you at all times, having a bullseye on your back, on your forehead. So that's where we're heading. So I know a lot of people don't want to take the vaccine. I'm gonna be in a predicament because I'm in the medical healthcare field, and I'm willing to fight it, and I will get a lawyer if I have to slash attorney. But we'll save that for another discussion. So I don't know how far you got in this video. That's where we're moving towards. Is there any solution other than talking about it? Does it do anything? I think having awareness about what's going on in the world is the first thing. I don't know if I have a solution yet. I will say though that there is power in numbers, strength in numbers, and like for small businesses, I think they should just open up all the way because they may get fined by the government, but there's a chance that your business is going to fail anyway, so you might as well go out, swinging and fighting. That's what I would do. The other thing is that if all businesses, like let's just take California for instance, if they all just opened up, I don't think, and also across the country, the government can start fining everyone, but they can't put everyone in jail. They just can't. They can't keep up with the paperwork. Same thing with religion. If all the religious leaders from across the country and other parts of the world said, you know what, we're going to congregate. I don't care what the hell. If the cops come, military comes in, martial law, whatever, I don't care. The government can't. They're going to arrest some people. They're going to threaten some people. But they can't. They can't arrest them. There's not enough. There's 350 million just in America. They're going to arrest the whole world. It's not happening. So I don't think that's ever going to happen right now. Although I do hear in parts of Europe, but the media is not showing it, that there are more protests about these lockdowns and that needs to stop. But once again, the media controls everything and they don't really tell you what's really going on. You have to really read between the lines and dig deep to find this information, which is very unfortunate, which is why I try to have an objective opinion, look at all the information, and then present it to you and then let you decide what you want to do. But you definitely need to be aware of this is not something that you just turn a blind eye and say, oh, well, I just don't want to deal with it. You may do that, but if you're not prepared, you're going to start feeling it. Things are going to start to feel weird where everything what I say, you're going to notice that. And these blind sheeple, the blind sheep, the ones that don't know, they're going to get hit hard one day and be like, oh my God, what is happening? I don't know if they're going to ever put them in camps and stuff like that for quarantine. I don't know if that's too much of a conspiracy. I haven't looked into that too much, but the world's definitely changing, and hopefully this video has shed some light on as to where we're heading. So that's my time. It's been a long video, but there's a lot to go over. Let me know you guys and gals' thoughts. Talk to you later. Bye.